ongoing appropriate submittal to PFA for reimbursement. Do we have that for retainage in this?
Yes, sir. The retainage is included in that total.
Then we have to okay the retainage then, too.
Right.
That's another addition.
I will issue that breakup also.
Okay, so we're also, in addition, is to, okay, reducing the retainage from 4% to 0.25%, I believe. That would be a second addition. Also, the third addition is, interview process after a completed interview, committee recommends offering position to Jack Hogan for city mechanic hire.
Jack Hogan too.
Completion of background check and all required licenses and applicable requirements within 12 months of hire. Also, request to
Make sure the device is test speaker microphone.
few additions. So we want to move to, okay, to add these to the agenda. I'll move. Motion by Councilor Bullis, supported by Councilor Heisman. Any more discussion? Okay, move by Councilor Bullis, supported by Councilor Heisman, to add these three items to the agenda. Councilor Bullis, how do you vote? Aye. Councilor Heisman.
Aye.
Councilor Skinsich.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Everything is roll call, again, under COVID guidelines. And maybe Counselor, you only may be able to be involved in our meetings with tablet in the hospital at some point or wherever you be at home. So that's why we still have to do the roll call voting, okay? All right. That's explained. We have some minutes we need to approve last year, December 15, 2020, City Council working session minutes. Councilor Heisman, you would just say that you could just abstain to these.
Thank you. I will.
All three of us, yeah, proceed after that, right? Since you weren't here.
Confirm.
All right, I'll move. Motion by Councilor Bullis, supported by
Also work.
Councilor Skinsich, to approve December 15, 2020 City Council working session minutes. Councilor Bullis, how do you vote? Aye. Councilor Skinsich.
Aye.
Mayor aye. Councilor Heisman.
Abstain.
Abstain. Motion carries 3-0. Councilor Heisman abstaining. December 15, 2020 special council meeting minutes. I'll move. Motion by Councilor Bullis, do I hear a second?
All support.
Support by Councilor Skinsich to approve the December 15, 2020 special city council meeting minutes. Approve the taxation, I believe that was. Councilor Bullis, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Skinsich.
Aye.
Aye. Councilor Heisman.
Abstain.
Abstaining. Motion carries 3-0. Councilor Heisman abstaining. December 15, 2020 regular city council meeting minutes. I reviewed all these and looking over. I'll move. Motion by Councilor Bullis, supported by
All support.
Councilor Skinsich, to approve the December 15, 2020 regular city council meeting minutes. Any more discussion? Corrections, deletions, additions? Councilor Bullis, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Skinsich.
Aye.
Mayor Officer, aye. Councilor Heisman.
Abstain.
Motion carries 3-0. Councilor Heisman abstaining. All right, those are done. All right, public input, anybody in the audience, anybody online, anybody on Zoom, on phone, have anything wish to discuss with the council? I see one at the podium, and state your name and continue.
Yeah, Warren Michael. I would have brought this up at the workshop, but we ran out of time. So I'm just going to remind the council about the fee changes. Last year, it's been over a year and a half, we recommended to the council about charging people that aren't paying the wastewater upgrade charge of $19.50. And I'll just give you some numbers. If we have been charging these people, and there's like 86 that aren't being charged in my estimation, I could be off with you. But we would have got an additional $20,000 into our water and light funds. And here you just saw what happened here lately with OSI coming and the extra expenses for the wastewater treatment plant that are going to be coming change orders. So we need all the money we can get. I'm not quite sure why you guys don't want to up those fees. Maybe somebody could explain that to me. And another thing, there's base fees too that I believe everybody should be paying. And if you added all that in there also, like 86 residents up here at the high-rise kilowatts, and that goes to $43,000 that we lost out in a year. I don't know how we can afford, because then it becomes us as residents' responsibility of carrying their load. I don't think it's fair to the rest of the citizens. So, can somebody tell me why we're not increasing these fees and charging these people?
Well, thank you for the input there, Bob. I have scheduled a working session for 5 o'clock, January 26th. That'll be on there. This issue will be on there, included with the water plant issue. As a joint board, we'll be talking about all of this then, okay?
Right, and okay, well, one other thing, I attended one cemetery board meeting, and you were at the beginning of the meeting, Carl. This was a few months ago, and I found out that every time somebody gets buried up there, the taxpayers split some of the bill because they're not charging enough for that either. So that also has to be increased. It's not fair for the citizens to have to pay for everybody that's buried up on the hill.
We have that on the agenda.
Yes.
It is under the cemetery business. We have a recommendation
For an increase?
yeah.
They didn't do an increase. I didn't notice that it was an increase.
That's the recommendation he gave to us.
It is an increase.
Is there an increase? Yeah. By a lot? Enough so we don't have to pay every time somebody gets buried up there.
That was a recommendation, and I think it's high enough.
Well, I hope somebody does a study to make sure it's high enough. You know, if it costs two guys 8 hours at $50 an hour, you know, and then the burial and everything, there should be a study to make sure that we're charging enough for that. Not fair to the citizens of Gilbert to have to pay for everybody that's buried up at the cemetery.
I understand. I trust that the cemetery board reviewed and looked at everything and gave us a good recommendation. And it needs to be changed further. We can always change it further. So. Anybody else in the audience want to speak with also on the phone, on Zoom? Do we have any? Deputy Clerk is telling me no, there is nobody.
Looks like Paul Sturman wants to speak.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I would like to speak briefly. I hope you can all hear me. So I just want to speak, and first of all, I want to thank Mr. Mayor for putting me as a recommendation for the camper on board. I just want to address them half-time in Gilbert and half-time in Minneapolis. I just want to
DJ have you just.
Are you having problems hearing?
Your name and your name, okay?
Sure. It's Paul Skirbeck. As many of you know, I'm the new owner of West 40 RV Park with my dad. And I live part-time in Gilbert, part-time in Minneapolis. And first I want to thank Mr. Mayor for recommending me for the campground board. And just want to address kind of my goals and my intention is, I've lived in Gilbert a good part of my life. I've been back and forth. I've worked in the travel industry for 20 plus years. National Car Rental, Delta Airlines, Northwest Airlines. I helped build the world's largest airline as part of the management team to re-enter my time in Gilbert. I would really like to see a more strategic plan for Gilbert, for the Iron Range, to grow the tourism business. I think there are a lot of great things that can happen for the state of Gilbert, but what I don't see happening is a lot of coordination within the city of Gilbert, but also throughout the Iron Range. And I think we have tremendous potential to bring a lot of great things to Gilbert. And so I just want to thank you. And if anyone has questions, I'm willing to answer them as we get to that portion of the agenda. But mostly I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate the consideration.
And thank you, Paul. If we need more questions, we'll get back at that time, okay? All right, anybody else? Let's see. We got all these different Hollywood squares here. I'm not watching them all. All right. The memories agenda items here. All right, no other public input. We'll move over to reports of mayor, and also I'll take the councilors first before I do a little state of the city thing. Councilor Pulis, you have anything?
I got a few things I need to address or have concerns, or the public has concerns they come to me with. One is the last snowfall that we had, there was quite a lot of complaints about streets not getting plowed, people not being able to get around, and things like that. So do we have a plan in place for, obviously we've got some snow coming here this Thursday, and we'll have some aftermath on Friday, but do we have a plan in place for taking care of that?
That would be directed to Sam right now. Sam?
I guess, do we have a plan? We always have a plan. We're gonna take care of it as adequate as we can, I guess. We'll see what we get and how much we get, to keep the streets open.
I guess also, of course, is if it requires before 4 o'clock the next morning, if it requires evening of 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, I'm okay with it. We're okay with it. I think most of the council is okay with it. We gotta think of what 1,700, 1,800 other people. I know some people want to move around, and it's still early in the day, and they not possible. They can't do it because they don't have four-wheel vehicles.
It's also emergency.
Emergency, crew, ambulance, fire, and all that kind of. So sometimes, Sam, you might just have to get up sooner. That's what I think the point of that. You'll bring it up. And we know that you'll be up there the next day. This day is still continues to be a trudge through the town. We gotta be cognizant of the emergency equipment and other people that are still they're not sitting at home eating popcorn.
It's gotta have a backup.
We gotta get a stealthing crew on if it takes that or something. And don't be afraid to do it, okay? Don't be gun shy, all right?
Okay, sounds good, Mr. Mayor. We will take care of the snow as it comes.
This council has your back here, okay?
Thank you.
provide the service needed for the people, and I understand our crew has a life to live too, and we would appreciate it if you call out that they would come. If they don't come, we've got other ways to get people. The crew has been good, and receptive to come and call us, and we appreciate that. The people here appreciate it, also does. And Mother Nature is Mother Nature, we just cannot wait sometimes 24, 12 hours, 14 hours, and like I say, the good point is ambulance and fire, stuff like that. Okay, anything else you can do?
Another issue on the snow, and I brought this up even there, that was brought to my attention, and Sam knows about this too, and get it taken care of, but is there a reason why we dump the snow in front of the handicap sign? By the post office? Yes.
Is there a reason?
Yeah.
Is there a reason why? Somebody not, well, there was a vehicle in the way earlier on, in the day when he was plowing that area, so it was the only spot to put it. So I guess that's why it was put there. It was a different guy on that machine due to vacation, somebody being on vacation. So there's a lot of things that's about the only place they could have put it at that time. You know, that's about it. And, you know, we try to do what we can as fast to get rid of it as we can when it's noticed. So.
Okay. I just had a curiosity why, and I figured somebody put it there just to say ran out of room or something, but that's a bad spot obviously to put it, because, you know, then they can't access the whole office.
Right, there was a vehicle in the way when he was at that spot, you know, at that time when they came out to plow, you know, and like I say, when you texted me or gave me a call, I tried to take care of it.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Sam. And the only other thing I had, and I talked to Mark about this, is I think it would be a good idea, and I brought this up to your attention, is if we can get a bunch of volunteers or a group of volunteers to go out and once it does snow, go around and clean up the fire hydrants, because when it's time when those things need to be needed, and they're buried, it could cost you your house or somebody's life, and all the business, and I'll put my number out there. Get with Jim, he's got the phone number, you can contact me, we'll put a group together, I'll go myself, and I'm sure I can get some other people to do it, but I just think that's important that we keep those hydrants clear of all the snow. It doesn't take that long to get a group of people. I think you can get it done in a couple hours maybe. That's all I got.
Joe, on that end, I did have one of the guys went out on the skid steer, I believe today, and he did do some of them. Just to let you know.
I appreciate that, Sam, but I mean, back in the day, this never used to be an issue, and I think that if we get enough volunteers together, people that take pride in the city will make sure to get it cleaned up.
That's perfect.
In the past, we used to put an ad in the paper asking for residents to adopt a hydrant.
Mark wants to put it, okay? So we get it on. Mark Heisman, Mark Kukowski, the fire chief, right?
In the past, there used to be an ad in the paper we would put out to ask residents to adopt a hydrant near their house. We had a lot of them do it, there was still a few that work, but maybe that's an option of doing it.
Okay.
Well, we can put that over here on the sign up there, adopt the fire hydrant, and ask the citizens to,
It's a crucial part when it comes to the fires, when we get more access, and if they're buried, and that's extra time that can cost someone's life, house, or, you know, this is just my thoughts.
put something out there on the board, asking the folks to help the city crew, the city fire department, adopt the hydrant. Okay, maybe that'll take care of it. Good point, thank you. Councilor Skinovich?
Nothing on this time.
Councilor Heisman?
Just to follow up on Councilor Poulos' request for the fire hydrants, boy, it really is in the best interest of the residents to participate and help keep those hydrants clean, because when the fire department needs those hydrants, they need them, period. So thank you for helping keep your fire hydrants clean. That's it.
All right, thank you. Good point. Yeah. All right, I have a few items here. First of all, I want to thank former Councilor Rebecca Lovich for serving Gilbert in the 4 years that she was here. She ended her term this year. She decided not to run again, so I thank her for her service to Gilbert. We wish her all the best. And to everybody in Gilbert, Happy New Year. Have a good 2021 and a better than 2020, the last 3 quarters of it anyway. Congratulating Mark Heisman and Jeremy Skinovich for Jeremy returning to the council, and Mark coming and moving aboard, board. And glad to help any way I can. I'm sure you can sit on how this is all going. Last year, city council just reviewed a city, like a city, state of the city address. We council put a new substation in from 1986, $700,000. This money came out of electric fund. The balance of electric fund money. Electric meters are coming out of electric fund money. Street lighting, half the street lighting costs we share with the Minnesota Highway Department on Main Street come out of electric fund money. So that electric fund money has done good. We're going to dwindle that fund down to what? Those expenditures add up to $1.2 million. And many fees were jumped for that. They were taken out of the balance of the electric fund register balance sheet. That was good. We upgraded, did a lot of necessary work at the high tower water tank, inside and outside. That hasn't been done for many, many years now. At least 10, I believe, or 15. That's what I was told. And this year we will be doing our lower original tank. Nobody seated is half underground, half above ground. Up in the woods around the high tower, you'll see it over there. That needs to be upgraded and a lot of work done. That'll be done this July. We are doing Main Street, continuing with 3/4 of the Main Street will be done this year. 1/4 was done last year. A lot of infrastructure work. Alley to alley piping of water, sewer, storm sewer. A lot of I problems were addressed. Will be addressed on that too. Hopefully, we're going to have some assessment meetings if they need to be assessed for some streets in town here. Nebraska Avenue, maybe Upper Florida, maybe French Road over there. If they don't have a sewer and water issue of piping, if it's just blacktop, we need to address that by assessment. So we will have meetings here. Good or bad. I need to inform the city of Gilbert, people of Gilbert, please do not dump fuel oil any harmful chemicals down your garage drain, your main sewer drain in your household. All these harsh chemicals, they get down to the sewer plant and they do lots of damage, or could do lots of damage if our alarm system down there does not catch that and shut the place down. And then we have to shut the sewer plant down and dispose of those chemicals. And retrieve them. Other companies that have the capability of doing that. We don't have that capability of sucking all that stuff up. Please do not dump anything but water down your drain. This plant is very, very sensitive. And yes, we have some safeguards. If they don't work, it's gonna cost you a lot of money to get the plant back to normal. This is very, very important. I hope people who are hearing this pass the word to their neighbor. We're gonna send things in your utility bill to remind everybody again. I'm reminding and asking you, please, pass the word, do not dump harsh chemicals down the sewer system. Also, you want to do something?
Yeah, just on that, who's ever doing that, they gotta realize, they knock out those memories, that plant is done. We will not have an operational sewer plant if those memories are done until we get new ones in, and who knows how long it'll take to get new ones coming. They'll be done. You won't be able to use your sewer system anymore.
For folks who've been in Gilbert many, many years, this is an entirely new system process down at the sewer plant. Not like the system Gilbert's been accustomed to for many years. This building is a whole new process of dealing with sewage to getting to look like this right here before it is dumped on the ground or wherever. Whole new system, very sensitive system, not like the system we've had before this was put up. So, the system is put up now, we have to deal with it. We have to deal with all the kinks in it. And we're gonna find them one by one. And we're gonna deal with them, and we're gonna hopefully eliminate all of them. So I'm asking for everybody's help on that. Our engineers and everything, everybody to find ways to better alert the system, asking the people to watch what they're doing as far as sending things down the sewer line. So, everybody working together, I'm sure we're fine, other than this. Go back, it doesn't, it's not working fine even in a normal, it's not keeping up with our sewer process. We are working on it. It's a work in progress, but it doesn't help when we have stoppages like we just had in this last weekend with diesel fuel, and a year ago we had with some acetone. Those are detrimental to this sewer plant. They shut it down, or lucky if they shut it down with our system. If they get past that first alert, it'll shut down. It will cost lots of money to get that back up and running. So please, everybody help out with that. Last thing I have, I'd like to form the citizens group of public, obtaining the public input to Gilbert School, Rock Ridge School Board, as opposed to City of Gilbert, I believe City of Ellis as well. that they, in about 2 years or 3, the city of Gilbert will acquire from them all the school land up here. And Gilbert can acquire all the buildings, but as of right now, everything will be demolished by the school, and the city of Gilbert will acquire the land. I'm forming this committee, not a committee, but of public citizens, on the first Wednesday at 6 o'clock here. Those who want to show up. We have been given, at least this entire year, to come up with maybe some ideas on how best to use the buildings before tearing them down. If it's possible to utilize these buildings for public, for Gilbert's use, or for private use, another vendor. We'll have engineers here, we'll have IRRBs, put a facilitator for us. I think Northland Foundation will be here, facilitating this committee. City Council probably will step back a little bit, give some input, and we will wait for some kind of ideas around November of next year, December, and decide then, if anything, what to do before getting extension to the school on our concerns. Right now, in 2 years, we will acquire the land empty. Do we want something else done with that up there? This is why I'm asking the people of Gilbert to come to that meeting February 3rd, and others. There'll be more than just one. There'll be many throughout the course of this year, with help from, like I say, professionals to give you some data, some costs. What if this was up? What's the best use for this? And all those kind of questions. And hopefully by end of summer, we can get to some concrete ideas. Good or bad. I don't need anybody coming to this meeting to say tear it all down, because that's what's going to happen anyway. I don't need anybody that wants it all torn down here. I need people to come down here and have ideas on how to use it. We do not want to take that as is up, and then we have to demolish that in 5 years. No. The utilities are the biggest expense up there. All that data will be given to the committee to give their ideas or work on their thinking process. I'm not going to get into that now, but first of all, I'm asking the people of Gilbert to attend the meeting on Wednesday, February 3rd, around 6 o'clock. Whoever wishes to help form ideas on how we can better use the school grounds after we're done with the school grounds. That's going to be at least 2 more years. And they'd like to have some idea within by next year.
Will people be able to zoom in on that?
We can zoom in, yes. We got COVID will be in place. We try to accommodate as much as we can with this thing in here, and then, yes, we will have that on Zoom and everything, yes. I'll get it going on February 3rd, and then I will attend, and the facilitator will probably take over. Just like the school will do, it's different up there, where they have people come in and they're giving out information. That's what we're gonna have on here too, okay? But, we don't need any ideas about, just tear it all down and sell it for, yes, there's residential lots gonna be open up there. We have sewer and water right in front. So that's gonna be a plus too, but I'm not gonna get too much into that, but please, inform the meeting, I don't wanna call it the citizens group, finding ideas to, best service, school grounds for the city of Gilbert. All right? I think I addressed a lot of important things right now. We got a lot of stuff on the agenda today. Vote this year. City attorney, is still on here? Depeche?
Yeah, this is Depeche, Mr. Still. Can you hear me okay?
You on the phone?
Yes, this is Depeche. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Yep, no, I'm filling in for Brian today. No formal report, but I'll listen in. We reviewed the agenda. Didn't see anything concerning or anything that we need to bring updates for, but if there's any questions or anything you want me to bring back to Brian, I'll definitely be on the line, so just let me know.
Yes, I have a couple I want to Brian. Sometime in the next month or two, or not even February, at least February, March, I would like to see on the council desk, but before that, I want to see the blight ordinance that, we've heard about. I think Wavick, made some changes, they have a good blight ordinance over there that we need to review and see if it, will, be good for Gilbert's, blight situation. I need to get a blight ordinance. That, I think Brian understands what I'm talking about. Two of the blight committee that we formed here this last summer, I believe it was. Get this to those folks so they can recommend any changes to the council, because I don't need to get that blight ordinance done by March. So this committee can get going as soon as, we're able to, after snow leaves, start coming down on blight violations. With this ordinance and with this, there's a civil panel, president, a jury of some kind, made up of Gilbert folks, instead of going to state court, with blight issues, we can handle it in-house here. That was in the ordinance. Just bring the blight ordinance, needs to be updated with things that other cities have, so we can address those here in Gilbert as well. And get that by March 15th for this council to look at and hopefully adopt, so this committee can get into action as soon as possible. But before that gets here, I need the committee to look at that and make recommendations for any changes. Do you understand that? Do you have a thought about it?
I do, yes, and we'll make sure we'll get you one right away. That shouldn't be hard.
I can make a statement there. That is just what ready to go. We should have it on your desk by Thursday.
Has that committee looked at it?
No, me and Ryan are talking about that. His draft, I have his draft almost complete. It'll be complete by Thursday.
Can we get that to the committee too as well? So we look at what their input on it. And then, so we can have it at the next meeting. Okay? Very good. And I don't know if this is a city attorney issue or public works issue, but it's come to my attention by some homeowners in Gilbert that, I don't know, we need to give them cans of, and start charging them by cans instead of bags. They put on, out in the yard, 100 bags on Monday, and by Friday, garbage bags, and by Friday, it's scattered all over the neighborhood by dogs, birds, and it's just not safe and healthy. This is, we have to stop that, folks. Bring your bags out there Friday before Friday morning. Don't, please be respectful to the neighborhood, to your neighbor. Don't put these bags out there 5 days before this should be there. We don't have cans no more like we. Animals are getting to them, they're scattering all over people's yards, and it's getting to be unhealthy. In the summertime, especially when it stinks. If this continues, we're gonna have to do it for some folks. Have to get them a can and charge them by the can now. That way, we can put a lid on it. I'm asking for.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
can I speak on that a little bit? No, I know there is certain or different residents around town that I notice go by their own garbage can and then haul it out to by their alleyway either the night before or the morning. And the garbage truck operators do pull the garbage out of their garbage can. So I don't know if that was an okay thing, but I know there is residents that do that. So maybe that would be one of the things that the residents could do is go and buy a small garbage can from, say, your local hardware store or whatever, and use that so that the animals, the birds, crows, dogs, whatever, don't get into the bags.
I would hope that they would think to do that, but no, a slum residents have piles and piles of it. It's not everybody, it's just a few. We need to get that stopped and corrected, and then we can continue on. Wow.
Yeah, I really don't think you need a can dump. All you need to do is, and I've been doing it for 15 years, is just take your bag, put a line around your can, plastic I have. I put a cover on it, I put it there, and then before I put the cover steel, I take it, I pull it up so they can pull it up easily, put the cover back on. I've never had a problem with anything. It's such a simple solution. You don't need to have a can dump where they pay so much for a can dump. Just line it with their bag.
I'm just coming up with lately options for what to do. I mean, yes, I understand everybody's saying the right things here, but we have places around town that just 5 or 6 are piled up on one day, and by Friday, they're all over, and the neighbors are complaining.
Well, then you should be fine. I mean, if they can't bring those out before the truck comes at 7 o'clock at my place, if they can't bring them out at 6:30 in anticipation of the truck, there's something wrong.
This is what I'm trying to address here.
Yeah.
The neighbors have addressed it, and it's not getting it corrected.
Right. And if it doesn't get corrected, you're fine.
That's why I bring up your attorney's portion here, that we're gonna have to do something about this. I mean, we've tried to correct it, neighbors talking to neighbors, getting nowhere. First for a week and then back to normal. Anyway, I'm just bringing it up to this business, to bring it, address it to attorney. Something needs to be in the blight ordinance as well on the garbage stuff. We have a big blight ordinance, blight problem in Gilbert. People do not think we don't have a blight problem in Gilbert. We have a bad one. There are some places here, I would think I was in New York. Really. It's not right, it's disrespectful for the neighborhood, for the neighbor. Please, clean up, be respectful. We have to address it. It's not right. We're 3/4 of the town, or 98% of the town is respectful, cleaning up their yards, and you've got 2% that don't. It's not right. And I'm asking you in a nice way, please pitch in and do what we're all doing. Okay? Anything else, Mr. Kopish?
No, that's all I have, but I'll bring that to Brian's attention right away.
Then I guess that Sparta thing that's coming up pretty soon, that hearing for Jim.
Yes, there's one component we are looking for in the records from 2007. And once we have found that component, the resolution for council to set the hearing will be ready.
Okay. Any councilors have anything we should discuss with the city attorney? All right, then, you're on. Kopish, thank you. Do you hear me? You want to be respectful.
Yep, thank you. Got you. Yep, thank you. Got, I was on mute.
City engineer John Janik.
Just a couple updates. One, on Thursday, we have our CDBG presentation for our grant application for the community center, our ADA project for the basement. It's going to be a Zoom presentation. Usually, order of the county make a presentation. Jim and I and Sam will be making that presentation for that grant application. So that one is on Thursday morning. And the other one is the IRRB board meeting is coming up, I believe, the end of this week or early next week. And we still got that pending application regarding the lower tank funding for, hopefully we'll be on that agenda coming up in the next few days. So hopefully we'll be able to run both of those grants in the next week or so. So, and otherwise, just a few of the other items, otherwise that's all I have.
Not going to be on Zoom, WebEx, I think. I was on WebEx for a food shop today. Can you give me that link? Send me that link, I don't know. Something for the food shop, computer, mail, and then I can just punch it up on the computer there. Let's see, food shop at hotmail.com. It's not a visual, it's just the audio.
Okay.
Okay? I'd like to be here anyway, in case any questions.
Okay.
Well, the only question would be before. Okay, anything else, John? Okay. Okay, Chief of Police, Ty Teacher, you're up.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. The first item I have is this evening at the Gilbert Police Commission meeting, they voted to hire Ken Hasbargen to fulfill the open position that we've had for the past year. I would just ask that the City Council consider that due to after the background, psychological, physical, everything came back with flying colors. And I would just ask that the council approve that Ken Hasbargen become the new police officer for the city of Gilbert, and he'll start at the step 1 pay.
Can you spell that last name for us?
Hasbargen. I think it's what I
HAF, right?
HASBARGEN.
Okay, all right.
And hopefully I'll have him at the next council meeting so we can introduce you to him. It won't be via Zoom either.
Okay. Okay, very good, yeah, we got that under new business, anything else?
No, that's all I have.
Anybody have any questions for Ty?
I think we need to, as a council, I'm sure I speak for everyone, Tyler, when I say, you guys have done a great job being shorthanded all last year, busy with the snow, everything. So I just want to show my appreciation that, we do appreciate what you guys do for the city.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think, very good point, Joe. We've been one person short, officer short for a year now, right?
Correct. Yep. And the part of the thing was it's been very hard to hire good qualified officers, and as a small agency, it's a little more difficult because our pay rate is really $5 an hour less starting than a lot of other agencies. So trying to find somebody that fits in a small community and wants to be in a small community can be a little more challenging, especially when there's a lot of better opportunities from a financial standpoint. So he likes a small community. I think we'll keep him for a little while.
Thank you. Anything else? Good. All right, right? Okay, we'll take that. Take that up later. Okay. Public Works Director, Stan Monitor.
How's it going, Mr. Mayor and Council? I guess I got a list of items here, starting with the Hawk chemical quote. These are for services for our meters down at our new sewer plant. It looks like we got 4 of one type of meter and then 3 of the other type. This is a contracted service to maintain them all year round. And then also they come up and calibrate them. So if there's ever an issue with them going throughout the whole year, we would get this free of charge. There's no cost for drive time to come fix them. There's no cost to the city under this contract. I know we have a contract with them for the water plant. This would be just alongside that one. But this would be for the sewer plant meters down there at the, like I said, at the sewer plant.
Yeah, you're asking us to approve a quote of $2,347 for the purchase of this.
Yes, I am. I think it is a good idea to do it. Like I say, I think in the long run, it saves the city money if the cost was to go down. Talking with Tara, I believe it was almost $2,000 just to have them come calibrate them every year. So, I mean, if there's an issue at all, they would come up and fix them. And I know it's more than paid for itself having this contract out at the water plant. So this would be just the same thing, but it's sewer.
We're just adding on to the contract with two new meters, with new meters at the wastewater plant, right?
This would be four of one type of meter and 3 of the other type of meter. If you look under quantity, it shows you 1 ppm or PMP, GLPH or whatever type meter that is, and it says 4 of them. So they would come in. That's what the price is per meter. And then below that would be 3 of this type of meter. So total would be $2,347.
If there's no other questions, I recommend council go ahead and move this necessary.
I'll make that motion to approve the quote from Hawk for this water meter service agreement.
I'll second.
Moved by Councilor Heisman, supported by Councilor Pulis to have it. That was okay, the $2,347 agreement, contract with Hack to add some of the meters at the wastewater treatment plant into that contract. Probably additional 8 more meters. What that costs, $2,347. We have a contract with them at the water plant, and this will be additional to that contract. Any more discussion? Councilor Heisman, on your vote.
Aye.
Councilor Pulis.
Aye.
Councilor Skinsich.
Aye.
Mayor Star, aye. Motion carries 4-0.
Thank you. The next on the list would be the Civic software upgrade. This has to do with our new meters that we are going to be installing here this spring. This would be able to be, so I take it as we have a software that's capable of this. We are, what we're doing now, we need to improve our software to be able to manage the new meters. This wasn't part of the bid on HD Supply's side. This is the Civic side, so this would be an additional cost to have our what we have now for Civic system upgraded so we can put our new meters to use.
$2,600, right?
Yes, it is.
Right. I believe that.
Mr. Mayor, I don't know, maybe Jim can answer this, but it says $2,600, but then the annual support for this is $400. Are we paying an annual support now?
Yes, we do.
Yes. Okay.
So was that $3,000 then?
For the first year, the initial, yeah, 3,000 for the first year, which is the initial 2,600 and the 400 for support. So then going forward, it's $400 a year for the support.
Okay, so we will okay $3,000 plus the $400 for every year after. Initial support, but it's gonna be renewal every year, $2,600.
No, the 400 is the annual. The 2,600 is the one time.
I recommend council as good. We need the software with new meter systems for our staff to, our computers to work more efficiently. Motion by Councilor Pulis.
I'll support.
Supported by Councilor Heisman to approve the purchase of this software from Civic Systems to a cost of $3,000. And annual support thereafter of $400. Any other questions? Any concerns, discussion? All right, Councilor Pulis, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Heisman.
Aye.
Councilor Skinsich.
Aye.
Councilor aye, motion carries 4-0. Okay, Stan.
Okay, on the next one, the installation of the meter strap. This came up in one of our recent phone conversations. We had about in the middle of December here, is this meter strap installation for the water meters. If this, me going into different houses, sometimes to replace different meters and whatnot, I run into this occasionally where there's no meter strap. And what it is it's when your water line comes into your house, they want a strap from one side where it comes into your house to the opposite side where the meter is hooked to. So when their installers are taking out the meter, if there's any kind of bleed off from electrical current, that they will not get electrocuted. The electricity would go through the strap instead of, it wouldn't zap them. One thing is this would be a way to speed up the process. Is what it is it's a cost from them to install these straps. So if they came to your house and didn't see this meter strap there, what they would do is they would just say, hey, you got to get a new meter strap, and they would have to make another appointment. Well, then you as a homeowner would have to find somebody capable to do that, whether you could do it yourself or not, or hire a plumber to do it. I don't know if a plumber does that, or hire an electrician. This is a cost that they gave me for the parts and pieces to do this meter strap. What my proposal would be to, I believe I talked to Jim about this, and maybe we would try to tell homeowners prior to this, doing mailers, talking at a council meeting or a tape session where some information could be handed out, that if this isn't done, that it will be a cost added to your bill. So we would give permission if this contractor would come to your house, there's no meter strap, they would put it in at this $20 cost. Then we would take that and put that on the homeowner's bill as an additional cost for the installation, is how I would propose it. So and this would be a council option if the city wants to make it a homeowner cost, or if the city would eat that cost, or if they want to deal with it at all. But I just figure it would help move along the meter installation. If there's a lot of these, I don't know. I know I've came across a few, but the thing is if they come to your house and they don't see this there, they will not install it, and it will be a delay in getting that meter put in.
I don't think we have to change anything in our water right policy. I think we just okay this. I think it needs to be done, and we just pass that on. Just have to pass that on to them. It's their responsibility anyway. You said they'd have to find somebody else, so you're going to do it. We're just going to pass that on.
Carl, let me say, I am familiar with the ordinance on that. Currently it states that all installations of water meters are at the cost of the city. I think if you were to put a water strap, and I'm all in favor of it, but I think you probably have to adopt at least the resolution to pass the cost on to the homeowner. That, to me, would be the easiest way to proceed with this. Because as the current ordinance is, unless you want to change the ordinance, but the way, I just read it today, so I know what I'm speaking of, that all installation costs for water meters are at the cost of the city. And unless you change the ordinance, the easiest way, I think, would be just a resolution. But you gotta do something. You can't just slap down to the homeowner, even though it's an additional cost. I think the proper way is by resolution, implement this system that Sam is recommending, and I think it's necessary. But just so you know that the current ordinance states installation costs are at the expense of the city. And that's a fine point, but it's an important point.
Thank you, Leo. The next question would be, Sam, how many do you think there are? 800, 850?
Well, I mean, that's the unknown. I would expect there would be maybe out of 800 connections. Is there 20% of them that don't have it? I don't know. Most of the ones I go into have it. But like I say, every now and then you run into something where it doesn't have it. And I just don't want it to be a big hang up or a big issue when we're doing this meter installation.
Okay, I think we'll have to have a council think about this, and maybe by the 26th, we can, have an answer, well, what we're gonna do, I think, if we're gonna have 800, that's a different story, I think we cannot ask, it's gonna have to be after the home, so we need a resolution. We, $20 times 800, that's a lot of money, we don't have that. Our loan doesn't even have money in it. So,
But the easiest way is by resolution.
and then I guess there's only 20.
Mr. Mayor, I guess that's one question I would have. If Leo said this is already in the ordinance, that it would be a city cost for any meter installation.
Well, if you look, 50 of them, I think the city could tackle that. I don't think the city could tackle 800, right? There's two big numbers there. 50 times 20, we probably can handle that, but, so we need to determine if you're not gonna know that until you get there, so.
Right, that's the hard part. But, I don't know if, and like I say, I don't know if this is an electrical issue, like, or if this is a plumbing issue. Would they hire an electrician to do this job if they're not capable of doing it themselves, or would they hire a plumber? It's more on the electrical side, the grounding of your water line, because your electrical box is grounded to your water line and all that. So that's where, I just figured this would be a pretty cheap cost rather than trying to find an electrician to come in and do it.
I understand that.
That was my question, is whether this is an electrical code requirement, which then might alleviate it from being a water meter installation requirement. Is if this strap is electrical code to begin with, then it's kind of the homeowner's responsibility to have that in place.
Right.
The quick way to get it done is to be ready for it, and that's what we would try to do.
Right. That's why I'm proposing it, because I want to be able to do this meter installation and keep going on with it, not having to stop. But, hopefully the homeowner would be able to hire somebody in the next 2 days to have it fixed, so you can come back and get the meter installed.
Okay, let's, go.
I agree with the mayor. I think we need to have a little bit more discussion about this and maybe have the attorney take a look at it and see where it falls, because it could be an issue where it could be a city's responsibility, and like the mayor said, we don't have that kind of money. It's 800. You don't know how many there are, so without having some numbers, I think this needs to be tabled until we have further information.
We're on the table, we'll just address it in this meeting, another meeting anyway, okay? Before they start doing the meters anyway. We'll get something up.
That's fine. This is just a little knowledge for you guys. I just did the math, and if it was 800 houses that needed this grounding strap, it would be an additional $16,000. So I don't know if that makes anything or not, but.
Well, if it came on electric fund, it'd be okay. Electric fund can handle that. So,
But if you want to table it till next meeting, that's.
okay, we're gonna have a meeting on the 26th with the water line board as a whole. We'll bring it up then again, all right?
That's fine.
We'll put it on the agenda for that next. Sure.
The lift station repiping is next on my sheet. We had, I know sometime in December, I had council approve Minnesota Pump Works to come do some lift station. They go and inspect all the lift stations and kind of come back with a report. I got this emailed to me on in end of June or December here. A cost estimate of the cost for some work that needs to be done in Rocks and Pines. It's $14,574.54. This is some pipe work that needs to be done, some aluminum doors that need to be done. I believe the slide rails that need to be done. And so this is an upgrade that needs to be done now. I do not have the report from that lift station. I do have that Kent gave me today, which would have been the guy that did the report. It says rehab piping and base elbows needed. So I'm wondering if they're deteriorated. I'm thinking they're pretty deteriorated where they need to be fixed and whatnot. I don't have the exact report for this. I did email the company here when I got this price to send me the report. I have not got that yet. If the council wants, I would be okay to table this till I get that report. But that's what this is. And I'm sure the price isn't going to change or anything. We got a little bit of time. It's not going to go explode tomorrow, but this is a job that needs to be done this spring. The sooner the better with usually these pump manufacturers.
I'm okay with doing it whenever you have to, so I'm okay with accepting the price today and approving that, so. I don't think it's gonna get any worse or better, but could go down.
Right. No, it's a cost. We, over the years, we've been whittling at this pump lift station over by Rocks and Pines. That's the one that this one needs work. We're at the stage where it needs work again. At least we don't have to redo the pumps or nothing. It's just the bases where the pumps sit in, the upper, like I say, the upper lid, the upper doors, that needs the work, and the piping. Years ago, we put the new electrical panel in. Prior to that, about 6-8 years ago, we put some new check valves in. So just kind of ongoing maintenance.
This station also services Genoa and Sparta and Fail, right?
No, just Genoa.
Just Genoa?
Just Genoa. Yep.
Noah and West 40 in the Skeleton property.
Everybody going on that side?
On that line.
Okay, all right. I recommend most way to do it. I don't think the problem's not gonna go away.
I'll make a motion for it.
Motion by Councilor Stansich to approve the Minnesota Pump Works Board of $14,574.54 for work at the Rock and Pines lift station. Repiping.
I'll support.
And that's supported by Councilor Heitzman. Any more discussion?
Carl, just a point of information that also serves Rock and Pines and it's gravity feed engine area up across the street down into the city.
Very good, thank you. Got a picture in my head. Okay, Councilor Stansich, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Heitzman.
Aye.
Councilor Polis.
Aye.
Mayor Sir, aye. Motion carries 4-0. Okay, Sandy, we need one on that.
Yes, thank you, Mayor and Council. Next on the list is the wastewater treatment plant report. Tara typed up a great report on the oil spill we had on it would be Saturday, January 2nd, is when it started, and it kind of gives you a step-by-step process of what we did. And how we acted with it. I think I think Trudy did a great job on how we acted. This wasn't our first time we did this, so it's, you know, it's kind of we've talked about the process and whatnot. How we got a little bit and then we tried letting it in and, you know, it worked out. You know, every time we get a dump like this of oil or anything, we get a little more knowledge and we're a little bit better prepared next time, hopefully. Or hopefully we catch somebody that has dumped something in the final end game. But being I know we're on camera and whatnot, the toxic dumps are a huge issue for our plant, the style of plant we have. Years ago, it wasn't that big of a deal. It still was bad, but our plant we got can't handle this. So I guess if anybody out there, please stop dumping toxic chemicals down into your sewer system. If you need a place to dump it, call City Hall, call Public Works. We will find somebody to come get it for you or to help you get rid of it. That's all I got.
Very good, thank you, Sam. Anybody have any other questions for Sam or Council? All right. Thank you, Sam.
Yep.
Operating Director of School Boss, is she still around?
I'm here.
Where's she go?
I'm here.
My computer, anyway.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead, Luke. Happy New Year. Go ahead.
Everything's going great, smoothly. Everyone's trying. We once in a while have somebody who wants to laugh at our precautions, but all I just remind them is we're one of the few that are open and they comply. Now, we did get a small grant, and I guess our big news is I have purchased 2 SAD lamps. We call them happy lamps, and they're the ones that give you the UV lights of 10,000 lumens. And we're going to have these for patrons to borrow for 1 week for the family. And then it won't be where a wife can borrow it for this week and the husband can borrow it the next week. It's one time per family and let it go to somebody else to see if this works for them to help cabin fever. And I know that a number of years ago, I purchased these for every one of my families, and they use them and they enjoy them. So we're going to try this. And of course, you are more than welcome to try it yourself. Otherwise, I can say that everything is going smoothly. Each week we add more to the pull list for requests for people. We're bringing in more and more books for people. So I'd say that everyone's happy that we are now open and running for computer use. Everyth's good.
Are we the only library open right now?
No, there are 7. There are 7. Aurora, White Lakes, International Falls, Moose Lake, Carlton, and I think there's one more. That's it. Virginia's closed. They're curbside. Evelyn's curbside. Everyone else is curbside.
You, in our area, you're the only one open.
Yes, and people come from the other cities because they want to browse. They want to be able to come in, and they are so good about using the hand sanitizer, putting on our browsing deli gloves, getting the masks. They come in, they do their thing. We call it grab and go because you can't be there forever. You can't sit and read. You come and browse and pick what you want, and everyone's been happy. It's all been very positive.
What led you're open? I was wondering how the others were doing. I thought Virginia and Everett were still closed, not closed.
Hibbing, Grand Rapids, Mountain Iron, Cook, Ely, Babbitt, they're all closed. And we have had no problems. We have had no one trying to buck the system. They really do just want to come in, browse, get the new books, movies, and they're very appreciative. I think it was a really good choice.
Very good, good to hear. Anybody got any questions for Sue? Or council? Keep up the good work, Sue, and your staff over there, thank you.
Yeah, they're great staff.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are you all done? Yeah, you're all done, right?
I am done.
Okay, thank you. Okay, executive administrative clerk, Mr. Jim Paulson.
Thank you, Mayor, no formal report, and
Anybody got anything for Jim other than that? You?
Oh, no, I'm good, thanks, Mr. Mayor.
Good to have Mark. It doesn't seem like you did big Mark. What do you think about it, Mark? Mark, you want me to take you on?
I'm just chilling.
Almost, we'll do a couple more things here. Sanitary board minutes of December 1st, 2020. Need to approve that. I'll move. Motion by Council Lewis, supported by Councilor Scanlon to approve the minutes of December 1st, Sanitary board meeting. Any more discussion? Councilor Lewis, on your vote.
Aye.
Councilor Scanlon.
Aye.
Councilor Heitzman.
Aye.
I was there, aye. Motion carries. You're okay here. That's the recommendation here, how we do that, right?
No, sir.
What was that off for? Okay, that's on the next page. Oh, that's coming up though. This is November 1st. We did that. That was going to discuss it. Ron said, reading.
November 2nd, November 2nd, we already approved that.
They didn't do that. They didn't take the polls yet. They are going to.
Correct. And these, I believe, were attached to go along with, see how they arrived at the fee schedule that they included.
Fee schedule is for the November meeting or January meeting?
They discussed them in November, and the recommendation is in the November minutes.
Okay, for recommendations for November, I'm going to take them with this minutes. You're okay with minutes, right?
Right.
Just asking, we
Okay, the minutes,
let's do the recommendations then.
yes.
The fee schedule here. Went through a lot of work, they made us up to speed, and we're approving by recommendation of Assembly Board, new fee schedule, opening and closing costs agrees. Oh, you got something?
Yeah, I'm just curious about those charges. I don't know what the charging for backhoe. It's got at least $100 for backhoe. I think we're only charging for labor costs, but you gotta include the equipment in there, you know? There's wear and tear on that equipment, you gotta buy that equipment, you can't just charge for the labor. And I don't know, maybe Sam can tell me how many hours it does take and how many people are up there. I think this should be looked into a little deeper, and I don't believe they're charging enough, so it's true.
Well, if it's.
Plus, remember, there's maintenance on that upkeep forever on that, so you gotta, make sure that you cover this cost. I don't believe it did.
Like I said, we can ask them, look into it, and they can be added on here. It's still full deep right now. Whatever else needs to be added on, can be added on.
Okay.
You know, not to stop there. Do this, bring that message to them, look into that, and bring back any other recommendations.
Okay.
Well, they basically doubled the rate, we used to be 200, now they're 400. So I'm thinking they looked into it pretty much. And you're never gonna recost 100%, but it's a good step forward to keep up with the
Yeah,
cost.
if you don't get 100%, then the people end up paying the extra charge, the taxpayers.
Mayor, maybe interject, if we're not people address the council, they gotta come up to the podium, otherwise we cannot hear it on the recording.
Not on TV then.
Okay, if I may, just, I'm not pro or con on it, but I just would like to inform the council. When I studied that in that brochure back there, it looks like to me that they basically doubled what was the existing charge before. And now I think they're from 200 to 400, so I presume they went across the board to increase it. And I'm of the opinion, it's a good start.
Maintenance costs of lower, probably are worth into that.
I would suspect so. It might be low, but then again, there's a pro and con, and I'm always on the negative side. Some of these things are really the responsibility of the city. If you have a city cemetery, you're gonna have costs. You have manpower, etc. At least it's a good start in recovering the costs. You're never gonna be 100%. And if you go to the extremes all the time and charge the full rate, you're gonna have nothing but a dissatisfied public. Thank you.
We recommend the council approve these recommendations of this fee schedule. And if there's any additions, we will add them on. And when we're there.
I'll move.
We have Councilor Colas.
I'll support.
Supported by Councilor Heitzman. Any more discussion? Councilor Colas, so you vote
Aye.
Councilor Heitzman.
Aye.
Councilor Skinsich.
Aye.
Mayor Lister, aye. Motion carries 4-0. Adopted. I'm not gonna read them all. Incident is $350 for resident and, adult is $400. So, in, non-residents are higher than that. Good line to look at. Okay, we have the January 5th. December 5th. What you have present the city, here it is, December 17th, 2020, Water Light Board meeting.
Mayor, there was, two more recommendations that two more recommendations from the cemetery board from their January 5th meeting. We can just go back to those.
Okay, we did that one, the ledge rock up in that quadrant, that's gonna go, Bronson, Felton, all of them, we did that.
Yep.
We haven't got done.
In the email, Lieutenant, just to give a summary, you see there, one who pointed the rock wall that is broken on the south has fallen over and needs repair. The loose rock wall on the west is also damaged and needs maintenance regarding the wall itself and drainage issues. And then they would like to change their meeting times to the first Tuesday of the month at 4 o'clock.
Okay, yeah. All right, well, this is maintenance for Sam, actually. Okay, Sam to take care of it. That's all we're gonna do here. or get somebody to do it, they come back with us some, over $500 to get a phone and see us. Either he's done do it or find somebody to do it, then bring that to us. Let's see what. The state, all I want to recommend, we okay these two recommendations of fixing this wall and passing that on to Sam. And in the meantime, it's okay. Change the meeting time.
Mr. Mayor,
Sam?
I just want to give, I'm okay to get some information for you guys. I know the past, this wall where it was leaning, where it was tipped over, I think it tipped over somewhere around 2013, 2014. We had a bad frost year. Frost went super deep, changed the dynamics of how the water flowed. We ended up that summer digging a new drain tile ditch next to that wall, putting some crushed rock, French drained it and whatnot, and it's worked. The recommendation at the council that time, I did get a guy to come give me to come look at it, and he wouldn't even give me a price at that time because it's a rock wall, you know. And I believe the council at that time was asking to fix what is there as far as a rock, you know, take apart the rock, put it back. And he would have just did a time and materials thing, and he was thinking it would take, you know, weeks and months, just because of you got to take every rock out, clean everything, build it as it comes up. That would be just the only kind of direction that I would want is what kind of wall would this just be going to the cemetery board and asking them, are you okay with demoing the whole wall and putting up, say, a poured concrete wall? Or do we want the authentic stone wall? Do we want to demo it, put it back up, however it goes? What kind of direction, or would I get that from the cemetery board on what they're looking at?
We had a motion on the council pull us to get that over to you, and you go to the cemetery board and find out. I think they want to keep it as original as possible, not something different. Keep it as original as it is, as can be. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I got you. So I'll work a little bit with the cemetery board and then keep you guys in the loop, see if we can come up with somebody to try to fix this thing, or what it would cost anyways.
Do I have a second on that?
Yes, I do.
Councilor Heitman, okay, sending those two recommendations over to Sam to concur with the cemetery board on, and changing, okay, the meeting change to the first Tuesday of each month, 4 o'clock.
Yeah, I have a little input on that, because when I was on the council this afternoon, that wall collapsed, and we put it back, you know, stood it up as much as they could, put sand behind it, you know, hold it against. What the quote was at that time, and this was like 4 years ago, it's $40,000 to replace that wall. So,
To replace the whole wall, or what?
to replace it like, to put it back the way it was, 40 grand at that time, so.
Was built in WPA days and WWPA days and works program. Well, that's a different thing. I think we can get, there's grants out there for that, to restore heritage stuff. We'd have to look into grants to help with that. You know.
For what it's worth, I believe that probably would fall under Wineland Reclamation funds, so if you apply, there's money there for like, but it's a special fund for things like that. Fencing, rebuilding, what have you. I think that would be your best shot.
I think that's what the cemetery, I was talking to cemetery members in, Sam, there's grants out there for restoration of those, historic things. Federal or state, or otherwise, grants for that, so. $40,000 worth, I don't know, but it's worth looking into. Okay, I suppose.
Do we have to, we'll make a different motion then, so we're not, covering.
Not getting any work.
Okay.
Once you get, yeah, Stan will figure it out, then come back.
Okay.
That's all you're gonna do.
All right, make sure we get it.
Councilor Close, how do you vote? Aye. Councilor Heitzman, aye. Councilor Skinsich.
Aye.
Mayor was there, aye, motion carries 4-0. Have I covered all that now?
Yes, thank you, Mayor.
Now we have Water Lake Board meeting of December 17th. Minutes. What is looking into option switches all of the, what was that discussion about?
Yeah, there was someone that, is the expert on this, and they just gave us a presentation on possibly in the future, you always gotta look to a different supplier, to get a better rate. And that's what that was about. And we worked with Virginia on that, and other towns were kind of, it was just a presentation to say that there are, you don't have to necessarily buy from Minnesota Power all the time. There might be other options that would be cheaper out there, and they just let us know about that.
Was it good discussion?
That was a good discussion, and I found out during that discussion, we're paying like 7.1 cents per kilowatt from Minnesota Power, and we're charging 9.1. So we're making like 22% on our sales of electricity. Plus, we're charging that $7.50 base fee also. So the public knows. And of course, that goes towards the grid. And lately, it's been going towards everything else because there's a surplus every year in that.
Right, and our contract is good till for a while, so there's no need to.
You remember that? Was it 3 more?
I believe it's 24, isn't it, Jim?
3 more years, was it?
I believe it's 24.
Yeah. But in the meantime, this meeting's with Virginia lined up, and I believe you're attending it.
Yes.
And there'll be more discussion on that later.
Okay, well, you guys are active and doing research, very good, thank you.
Yeah, we had a meeting today that, with SCH on the water plant. And that was, I thought very productive, we learned a lot. On where we stand, we're just in a preliminary on it because, it's the start of it. I don't know if the council knows of it. And I believe they do because of what's been happening to deterioration. So we were going to move ahead and on the 26th, we're having a meeting where they have a presentation of what was set up the meeting and the council will be informed. But that's what we did today. And another thing I'd like to say, I think with what's coming up with this water plant and everything else that goes on in the city, I think the city would benefit by one of the councilmen being a liaison towards the water and light board, to attend their meetings, to hear everything firsthand. I know we did it when I was on the council, and it was very informative to me. I attended meetings, with the campground and other things. And currently, well, I know you guys have to get somebody to represent at the Rock too. Somebody has to be there, so you learn a lot of things by being a liaison that you don't get in the minutes of the meeting. So I would recommend that one of the councilors volunteers to be the water life board liaison. That's all I got.
Okay, thanks, Bob.
Oh, yes.
The housing, we recommended.
Which part?
That's for humanity.
Oh, right. I think we did pass that, didn't we? Or
No.
that?
Did you?
Yeah. Well, we gave them that break. We gave them that break. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Okay, so move on, minutes, December 17th.
Yeah.
So we're okay, there's no other recommendations in there.
I'll move.
Moved by Council Pulis, followed by Council Heisman, to approve the December 17th water light board minutes, 2020. More discussion. After discussion. Council Pulis, what do you vote?
Aye.
Council Heisman.
Aye.
Council Skinsich.
Aye.
Mayor says aye, motion carries 4-0. We have one recommendation, and I'm okay with that. We need to ask, city council asked in my letter, asked for Vale Township to do a calibration of the school line to Gilbert. I think that's way overdue. And we need to, okay, the city staff to send that letter on our behalf that they, do a calibration on the school line to Gilbert and give us that report on how that's working.
I'll move.
I'll support.
Motion by Councilor Pulis, supported by Councilor Skinsich. Any more discussion? To send a letter, requesting them to do a calibration on the sewer line that comes to Gilbert. To get a report on how they're reading, if it's like a gas pump, if it's under or over or accurately 40 gallons per minute when it comes to Gilbert. Councilor Pulis, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Heisman. Aye. Councilor Skinsich.
Aye.
Mayor Officer, aye, motion carries 4-0. Cemetery, there's a lot of work. I'd like to see those, one section of all the two headstones now too. I'd like to get a committee going, fix them up there. And, I want to ask this council at some point in the near future to do some negotiations. There'll be no land swapping, but there'll be already purchase of land to, add to that cemetery. We need land, we need more land. We're not talking swapping, we're talking about ultimate purchase. We need a negotiating. Sam was worried about the room. We have to get more. So we have a good chance of getting some land we can use right now versus waiting 10 years developing a bunch of rock. That is critical to this council coming up. Wastewater treatment plant update. We had a working session prior to this meeting. We had a good working session with Magni. We've got a lot of things aired out here, and the punch list has dwindled down substantially enough Well, I think we can, we said we were okay with releasing the certificate of substantial completion. Everybody was in agreement with that, city staff, city council, so. Okay, make a motion on that?
I'll move.
Moved by Council Lewis,
I'll support.
moved by Council Heitzman to release the certificate of substantial completion to the wastewater treatment plant to Maggie. Any more discussion? Council Lewis, how you vote?
Aye.
Council Heitzman?
Aye.
Council Skinovich?
Aye.
Council aye, motion carries. Now, we need to go over to the additions on that. We have a attached contract request for payment on 31 for the above reference project. This pay request is for work completed through December 31st, 2020. We have reviewed the request and recommend approval of payment of $309,046. And I think we do it all at one time.
Yes.
Please note the contractor has requested a reduction in retainage from 4% to 0.25%. The new retainage amount is now $20,559, which concur with this request, we can stand there. And everybody at the, was the same with the working session, so. It was okay with that amount of money to be paid with the retainage down to 0.25%. You want to move on that?
I'll make that motion with the numbers as read and the percentage to be 0.25 on the retainage. I'll support.
Motion by Council Heitzman, support by Council Skinovich to drop the retainage from 4% to 0.25%. And approval of the repayment request of $309,046 to Maggie Construction for the wastewater treatment plant, work done through December 31st of 2020. Any more discussion? Council Heitzman, how do you vote?
Aye.
Council Skinovich?
Aye.
Council Lewis?
Aye.
Carlos, aye, motion carries 4-0. Any more on the wastewater treatment plant up? Minnesota Highway Department change order. What do we got here?
John, it's John to speak to this one.
Now, part of the project is to line the existing sanitary sewers on Highway 37, and when they did the initial cleaning and televising, they found that two of the manholes had 8-inch pipe leaving the manhole. The rest of the pipe in the street is 10-inch, but it was neck mounted to 8-inch right in front of the manhole, about 3-4 feet. So we had two separate manholes, one on Florida and the one over here on Michigan. So the change order is to have Wheeler go down there and take out the 8-inch pipe, put a 10-inch pipe in, so the whole thing can be lined with one piece of 10-inch lining material. So that's, and there's two manholes, $2,250 per manhole for a total of $4,500.
This is gonna be done this spring?
Yeah. They actually did one of them, the one on the hospital did last fall. And then what they're gonna do, when they line the rest of the pipe on Michigan there.
This is a change order also, not in a contract that we passed last year, additional things that did not proceed in that contract that were not in the plans. They came across this and it's how things go. I recommend we go ahead and give this change order. I'm glad they brought it to our attention and asked us to ask for correction on it. We definitely need to correct that.
I'll move.
I'll support.
Moved by Councilor Spruce, supported by Councilor Heisman to make this correction on there. At cost of $4,500, yield dollars, change order on the highway Main Street project. Any more discussion? Councilor Spruce, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Heisman.
Aye.
Councilor Skinovich.
Aye.
Councilor, aye, motion carries. Anything else on that week? Highway, Dave? Sherry? Right?
Thanks for the weather.
Yeah, it's been a while, yeah. We're getting close to the okay, new business, resolution 2021-01, official designations. We need to, I'll read this after we pass it. But, first of all, is official depository, we do one at a time, though. Not all together as a group here. We need to designate our official depositories, collateral authority of depositors in the First National Bank of Gilbert, Foreign Fund, which is League of Minnesota Cities, and Morgan Stanley. That's our depositories. And then our collateral authority for that would be clerk treasurer. And then we need a motion for a newspaper, either the Sabi Daily News or Hometown Focus is on there. Then acting for Mayor Pro Tem for 2021, I'm recommending Jeremy Skinovich, who was for 2020, Rebecca was 2019. And our legal counsel, we need to have back again Trinity Law Firm. So those are 4 items to 5, one at a time. First off, our depositories, First National Bank of Gilbert, Foreign Fund, which is League of Minnesota Cities, and our Morgan Stanley account.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Mayor.
I'll support.
Moved by Councilor Heisman, supported by Councilor Phillips. Any more discussion? Councilor Heisman, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Phillips.
Aye.
Councilor Skinovich.
Aye.
Members are aye, motion carries. Next, our collateral authority, well, they're in their newspaper, Sabi Daily News for Hometown Focus. The clerk, any recommendation?
We made a switch a few years ago, back in the Summer Daily, or the Summer Tribune, and we had no incidents where we had requested items to get in there, so I would recommend that we stay with the Summer Tribune.
I changed the name, so it's Sabi Tribune.
I'll move.
I'll support.
Motion by Councilor Pulis, supported by Councilor Heisman to have the official city newspaper and the Sabi Tribune. Any more discussion? Councilor Pulis, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Heisman.
Aye.
Councilor Skinovich.
Aye.
Members are aye, motion carries 4-0. Wish to appoint as Mayor Pro Tem for 2021, Councilor Jeremy Skinovich.
I'll support.
Moved by Councilor Pulis, supported by Councilor Heitzman. Any more discussion? Councilor Pulis, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Heitzman.
Aye.
Councilor Stanley.
Aye.
You should have asked him before. Councilor Romero, aye, motion carries 4-0. You accept, right?
Wait, aye.
And for legal, city legal also recommend, Trent to law firm to continue on to did a fine job the last 2 years of life, and you're very happy, please.
I'll support.
Moved by Councilor Pulis, supported by Councilor Heitzman, to approve legal counsel for Gilbert to be the Trent law firm for 2021. Any more discussion? Councilor Pulis, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Heitzman, aye. Councilor Stanley.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. And now I need to read the resolution. All relevant, I will set the event. City of Gilbert, Resolution 2021-01. First one of the year, resolution adopting designation of official depositories, designation of collateral authority, and designation of official authority. I could put, make a motion for you. As a collateral authority. Okay, we gotta go back and have Jim, authorize Jim to be collateral authority. That's something different. Almost, I never saw that before.
I make the motion to amend the original motion to include you in that, Jim.
What is that? Leave it, just making it.
All right, I'll withdraw the amendment. I support Joe's motion.
Okay, motion by, Joe Pulis and Councilor Spicer second to, have Jim Paulson, the clerk treasurer, as a collateral authority on his depositories. Any discussion? Councilor Pulis, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Heitzman. Aye. Councilor Stanley.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 4-0. I'll go back to resolution adopting designation of official depositories, designation of a collateral authority, and designation of official newspaper for the city of Gilbert, and appointment of acting mayor and legal counsel. Whereas Minnesota statute 427 requires the city of Gilbert to establish official depositories for city funds, and whereas the city council of the city of Gilbert has designated depositories for city funds which pursuant to Minnesota state statutes require that all funds deposited be secured by deposit insurance, bond, or collateral. Further, that the Minnesota state statute 1118-1.01 requires approval of collateral submitted for security and allows the city council to designate an official with approval of authority, and whereas the Minnesota state statute mandates the city to designate an official newspaper for the city's official notices, and that such newspaper must be a paper of general circulation in the city of Gilbert, and whereas Minnesota state statutes mandate the city must appoint an acting mayor to perform the duties of the mayor if there is a vacancy in the mayor's position or during the mayor's disability or absence. And whereas the city council chooses to officially designate a firm that will represent the city council, city of Gilbert, Minnesota, as general counsel and city attorneys. Therefore, be resolved that the city council of the city of Gilbert, Minnesota, hereby designates official the following financial institutions as official depositories of city funds, and authorizes the city to deposit funds in each institution only to the extent that an institution has provided documentation of collateral in at least 110% of the amount authorized to be deposited therein. And that would be the First National Bank of Gilbert, Minnesota, 4M Fund, League of Minnesota Cities and Morgan Stanley, and that Mayor Carl Overstart Jr. be granted signature and authority for the same, and be it further resolved that the executive administrative clerk be designated to have authority to approve collateral that confirms the Minnesota State statute guidelines submitted as security for city funds. And be further resolved that the city council of the city of Gilbert, Minnesota hereby designates the Minnesota Tribune as an official newspaper for the city of Gilbert, Minnesota for 2021. And all required official notices of the city shall be published in the said newspaper. And be it further resolved that the acting mayor who shall preside and perform duties of the office of the mayor shall be Councilor Jeremy Skinsich. And be it further resolved that the Trinity Law Firm shall represent the city of Gilbert, Minnesota as a city attorney for 2021. And be it further resolved that the St. Louis County shall represent the city of Gilbert as city assessor. This adopted 12th day of January 21, Minnesota. So we don't have to make a motion for assessor, right?
No,
Should I?
no, we don't need to.
In here. We adopted, well, we have to adopt this resolution.
Right, it would be included in that document. We don't need to spend, we don't need to single that out. We can have them all, we don't need
Well, we have to make a motion to okay the 2021 resolution.
Correct.
I'll move. I'll support. Move by Councilor Portis, supported by Councilor Heisman to adopt and pass the resolution 2021-01. Any more discussion? Councilor Portis, how do you vote? Aye. Councilor Heisman? Aye. Councilor Stanley?
Aye.
Zero, zero, aye, motion carries 4-0. Next, we need to appoint city engineer, Tom Jalnick, recommend continue on. And make letter in our packet here, 27 years of service. I recommend continue on. Continuing on. APJ, engineering firm, APJ. John started with Coastal Engineering here 27 years ago. And I think we took over the company now.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I'll make the motion to retain, JPJ Engineering Services.
Moved by Councilor Heisman, support.
I'll support.
Support by Councilor Skinsich to continue to appoint the 2021 city engineering, JPJ services. Any more discussion on that? Councilor Heisman, how do you vote? Aye. Councilor Skinsich?
Aye.
Councilor Pulis?
Aye.
No, Mr. Aye, motion carries. 4-0. 2021 city council meeting minutes, I'm recommending, schedule, I'm recommending, we adopt the schedule, but, I'm asking the council to move the time from 6:30 to 6 o'clock. Our regular council meeting, which would be on the website and, inform the public, move it up a half hour. It's a change, it'll be a change, but it'd be good for everybody, especially the summertime.
I'll support.
Moved by Councilor Skinsich, moved by Councilor Heisman to approve the city council meeting schedule that we have, all the meetings. And moving our time, only a time from 6:30 to 6 p.m. First, second, and fourth Tuesday stay. Any more discussion on that?
I just got a question there. On that motion, is that also considering the one meeting come up in June, July, August?
No. I don't think it's gonna be costly. It's gonna be low on Main Street and stuff and whatnot. That was to consider, that's all. All right. Councilor Scavengers,
Aye.
Councilor Heitzman, aye. Councilor Phillips,
Aye.
Mayor Olster, aye. Motion carries. We are now public move our meeting from starting next meeting. We have to wait 30 days. Next meeting, council meeting will be at 6 o'clock. So when I ask for a working session, I will bring it back and happen at 5 o'clock. So we're 45-minute working session. We'll be done in about at least 15 minutes, 10 minutes before the next meeting. So that's the work on, we're 6 o'clock with the new regular meeting time. All right. I wish to reappoint for 2021, Jim Paulson, city clerk, administrators are still zoning administrator. Big steps.
I'll make the motion.
There's a motion, I have a second.
I'll support it.
Supported by Councilor Scavengers to reappoint for 2021, that's planning and zoning administrator, Mr. Jim Paulson. Any more discussion on that? Councilor Heitzman on the roll.
Aye.
Councilor Scavengers.
Aye.
Councilor Phillips.
Aye.
Mayor Olster, aye. Motion carries 4-0. All right, next we have police officer hire recommendation to the police commission is to hire Ken Bargain as the new city police officer, and recommend council go ahead and hire this gentleman.
I'll support.
Moved by Councilor Bullis, supported by Councilor Heitzman. Any more discussion? Councilor Bullis, on your vote.
Aye.
Councilor Heitzman. Aye. Councilor Scavengers.
Aye.
Mayor Olster, aye. Motion carries. Welcome aboard the city of Gilbert staff. Ken Bargain. The new city patrolman officer. Stan, hire, okay?
Yes, thank you very much, Mayor.
Thank you, and pass that on to us, so we'll be welcome aboard, and good luck.
Will do, thank you.
And to the police commission for a fine job.
And he has already made residence at the Sunview Estates in Gilbert here.
Planning and zoning committee appointment, I wish to appoint Joni Dahl, filling the spot of residential Mark St. Lawrence. That's all right, Mark St. Lawrence, so.
I'll support.
Moving to appoint, okay, approve the mayor's appointment of Joni Dahl.
And Mayor, just for council's information, that term will go through January 1st, 2023.
Okay, any more questions? Councilor Phillips, on the roll.
Aye.
Councilor Heitzman.
Aye.
Councilor Scavengers.
Aye.
Councilor, aye, motion carries. Congratulations, Joni Dahl, new planning and zoning commission member, and I'm sure the staff will give her all the information on the meeting times and meeting dates, okay? All right. We have water and light board. Looking for somebody on the water and light board, yes. right up there on the border. All right, campground committee appointment. We have 3 in the campground. We don't have any structure on this campground as far as laws. So we're not saying there's only 3, 4, or 8. Okay? There's no structure in this committee. We need an attorney to draft us some structure of, I'd like to see 5 members, so we pass 5, okay? And 5 members on the board, you know, one that wants to get on the board, be a 4th. So we can set terms, we don't have nobody who's exiting, you know, in the terms, none of that. It's just 3 people on the committee, on the campground board. There is no other language or ordinance or anything, structure for that campground. When the terms are on and off, how many on that? So I'm recommending, since the request for another one, we have 3 already, 4, you have to look for another one. We have to stop at 5, get this to us to pass. 5 members on the board and get them terms laid out. And that can come later, we can still pass this appointment request today. Pass this appointment as a 4th one, so we'll get that to Mr. Ryan, okay? Get that structure of a committee of how many in that committee of 5, recommended 5, we have to pass the resolution. Good.
As a point of information only, just to refresh your memories, it used to be when the campground first was started, they had 5 people on there. One of the people that I know was on there was John Fish, he passed away, and Olson, the other one, who also passed away. And as those vacancies occurred, nobody replaced them. But there was a precedent that you did have 5, and those are the 2 names that come to my mind that they were on there. It just, you know, vacancies occurred.
It came to my mind, I don't remember any of that. And Jim said there's no
record.
Correct.
I
do know they were on there, they passed.
So, being there's no record, I'm asking for a resolution to make a campground commission of 5 members with terms laid out on how they come and go, okay? That's what I'm asking. Well, we can still okay this 4th one, right? So, but we don't have no record. There's no, you can't do it.
Correct. There's no official structure.
Yeah.
To the campground committee.
So I'm recommending to do both. I think, Paul Civic, you got to stay here as a 4th member, and also to, do that, and then, okay, the city attorney to the second motion, city attorney to develop a resolution forming that campground commission as 5 and laying out the terms. You and Ryan can work that out for us to pass as a resolution somewhere down the road.
Yes.
Okay, 2 motions.
I'll move to confirm Paul Civic as the appointment to the campground board.
I'll second.
Motion by Councilor Titus, supported by Councilor Fuller, to appoint Paul Civic to the campground committee on commission. Any more discussion? Councilor Fuller.
You have to add in there that I will be on the liaison for that board, you know.
Okay, Councilor Titus, how do you vote? Aye. Councilor Fuller. Aye. Councilor Civic.
Aye.
No, sir, aye, motion carries. Next we need, approval to, send to, our city attorney, we need a resolution here forming this, capital commission to 5, and laying out the terms of each membership. The current motion, be after that, I think that.
I'll move on the resolution to be drawn up.
I'll support.
Move by Councilor Gross, supported by Councilor Knight. Any more discussion? We have our attorney draft up a resolution forming the capital committee into a 5-membership commission and set all those terms of how each one exits and gets reappointed. Please. Any more discussion? Councilor Gross, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Knight? Aye. Councilor Civic?
Aye.
Rose, aye, motion carries. And along with that, I wish to appoint Bill Willis as the city liaison for the campground. Appointment. That's another motion.
I move to support your nomination.
I'll support.
Moved by Councilor Heiss, supported by Councilor Skinsich to approve the appointment of Bill Willis by the mayor as the liaison for the city council at the campground commission. Any more discussion? Councilor Heiss, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Skinsich?
Aye.
Councilor Willis?
Aye.
Rose, aye, motion carries. We got all that in there. Thank you. Now we have the fire department request. We have our fire chief, Mark Kowalski here this evening, and welcome. You want to say your name and everything for the folks out there?
Mark Bukowski, Fire Chief. I'm looking for council approval on a few items. The annual FEMA grant is now open. We're looking at replacing 21 portable radios or national radios for vehicles and one base station. I did get a quote from ESC Communications for $75,960. This FEMA grant being under 10,000 residents in the city, this would be a 95-5 split. So if we were awarded this grant, it would cost us $3,798. Looking for approval to go ahead with this grant application.
You can get $75,960 for a cost of $3,798, right? That's all, right? We didn't have into it? Absolutely.
I'll move.
I'll support.
Moved by Councilor Willis, supported by Councilor Heitzman to approve our fire department that is seeking this grant. All those items listed here. Attainage of $75,960 at a 5% grant of $3,798. And, I don't know if we have to have the, okay, the grant writer, but go ahead and do it. With Dan Mackey as your grant writer.
That would be my next request if this was.
Well, we'll put it all in. With the grant, with the, wait, are we okay with it, with adding Dan Mackey as the grant writer in this thing altogether, right?
And his fees would be $900. Grant he takes care of all of them.
All right, also Police, so we go.
Aye.
Councilor Heitzman.
Aye.
Councilor Skinsich.
Aye.
Mayor, sir, aye, motion carries. You get all that agenda there? All of it? Both. Okay, continue.
My next request is for 6 new batteries, 4 for engine 1 and 2 for truck 2 in the amount of $999.70 for auto parts. Some maintenance, we're well past on the week. So it's a need for the trucks.
I'll make that motion.
I'll support.
So how much was the money for again?
$999.70.
$189.70.
Two batteries.
You want to make it up to 1,000? Okay, I'm not missing any or something. All right, thank you. Okay, do you have a motion and a second here?
Yes, sir.
You want to also say the majority vote?
Aye.
Councilor Exton?
Aye.
Councilor Pulis?
Aye.
Councilor, aye, motion carries for expenditure for the rate auto parts for $999 for the batteries.
Okay, next request is through Ultimate Safety Concepts for 2 SCBA face pieces and 5 Scott Hartman SCBA bottles in the amount of $4,810. Our carbon bottles kind of on a shelf life, and we're at that point when we need to start replacing them.
I'm gonna recommend approval of the ultimate safety concepts, the bottles, base pieces, what's that base pieces?
That's SCBA mask.
I'll support.
Councilor Pulis, so order Councilor Heisman to approve the $4,810 purchase of this equipment for the fire department at Ultimate Safety Concepts. Any more discussion? Councilor Pulis, how do you vote? Aye. Councilor Heisman? Aye. Councilor Civic?
Aye.
Members, aye, motion carries 4-0.
Next request is through Hyman Fire Equipment for some safety essentials in the amount of $1,809.05. This is for 2 new helmets for some 2 new hires that we, the last 2 hires, a set of boots, accountability tags, and some chest lights.
Again, necessary equipment for the fire department, go ahead and approve the request.
I'll support.
Motion by Councilor Pulis, supported by Councilor Heisman to approve this request for hiring and placing. One request, we have 2 different ones. Do we lump them all together?
Sure, if you'd like, the other one through Hyman Fire is a set of turnout gear for our new hire. With the revenue, the amount of $2,129.95.
We ask the quick 2 motions and to add those other one on, or we have objection to that one? No objection? Okay, motion is changed to, okay, both these purchases. Okay, sir? But when it tallies up to be, both of these purchases, in the Highland fire equipment. Like Joel and move like, Council Heisman. Okay?
Mayor, that total will be $4,039.
$4,039?
That's correct.
$4,039 to Highland fire equipment. Total order. Okay, Council Pulis, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Heisman?
Aye.
Councilor Stanford?
Aye.
Unanimous, aye, motion carries 4-0.
And my last request tonight is to pay forward budget line item 101-42260-124 in the amount of $3,500 to our para account. Look, in the past, we put this money in December, and we're looking to do it right away in a year as para account is 6% return at $3,500. So easily go up to 4,000, 4,500 by December, so that's only helping us in the city.
I'm okay with it. We're gonna do it this year anyway, so we'll do it right away.
I'll move. I'll support.
Motion by Councilor Close, supported by Councilor Heisman to, do a $3,500 contribution from the city to the Para Firemen's Relief Association. Right? Any more discussion, right? Councilor Close.
I just want to commend you on bringing that ahead early, because I know we've had issues in the past with that at the end. Let's get it out of the way and make sure it's taken care of.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right.
All right, thank you very much, Mayor.
I will get it passed then. Any more discussion?
Just want to say, Mark, that's a pretty extensive list you brought forward today. Did the last guy not do anything, or? Sorry.
To answer that, we had unexpected maintenance on one of our trucks, which kind of hurt our budget last year, and we were unable to purchase a lot of the things that we did need because we had no money left in our budget, so it's why we're doing this in January and get the caught out again. We have to keep our fighters safe. So I appreciate you guys.
Thank you, and good luck, and to be safe, okay? Again, we have the pay request to go on here, 101-42260-124, amount of $3,500 for the Public Relations Association. Councilor Close, how do you go?
Aye.
Councilor Heisman?
Aye.
Councilor Scanlon?
Aye.
Mayor Sir, aye, motion carries. Word of the. But this time I'm gonna bring up the city mechanic, last thing I'm gonna do here. First, we had 3 interviews, the city mechanic, committee has done the interviews and they've recommended, offering the position to Jack Hogan, pending successful completion of background check, and candidate obtaining all required licenses and applicable requirements within 12 months of hire, and starting February 1st, if possible. Yeah. Starting February 1st. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get started out, I think the first day.
If the individual has to give 2 weeks notice to another employer, or anytime here by February 1st.
Yes.
Moved by Councilor Porras, supported by Councilor Heisman to hire Jack Hogan as their new city mechanic, pending background check and completion of background check, and obtaining required licenses if applicable by within the 12-month period here, and if possible, starting at least by February 1st. You want a discussion? Mr. Scanlon?
Is he making the scope also?
Yes, that's under the applicable items. Drug screening.
Applicable requirements. Okay,
It's kind of something, I think I would like to recommend to the council that we put a stipulation in there that for Sam's benefit, in the past, the city mechanic did not do snow removal in case of emergencies. I would think it would be wise to add that to his duties so that Sam can use them.
It's in there.
It's in there? Okay.
It's always been in there. just hasn't.
But for the last couple of guys, they would refuse.
It's always been in there. It just hasn't been done.
Yeah.
Wait, Councilor Willis, what do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Heitzman? Aye. Councilor Skinsich?
Aye.
Mayor Worcester, aye, motion carries. Congratulations, Mr. Jack Hogan, and welcome to the city of Gilbert. Okay, Quad City Joint Wakeboard appointment, did anybody on the council? Mark, did you ever find that?
I'm going to regrettably resist at this time, Mr. Mayor.
Declining.
Decline.
Okay. I guess, I'll have to put myself for that. What time was it again, 3:30?
4 o'clock, and it looks like the first Wednesday of the month.
4 o'clock?
At least the next meeting is February 3rd, and 4 o'clock.
Well, I'm gonna put myself to that, meeting, I'm gonna miss that first meeting. I'm gonna be here back at 6 o'clock for that,
SS Committee.
that school committee.
You might be done by then.
Maybe, let's see. So what do you do, I'm gonna, okay, my appointment for that.
I'll support.
Moved by Councilor Willis, supported by Councilor Heitzman to, okay, the appointment of the mayor to the Rock Committee. Any discussion? So that's supposed to be Rock Committee, that's not joint rec board, is it? What's wrong?
It's the Quad Cities Joint Powers Board meeting. It's for the Grange Recreational Civic Center.
That moved into this, that Rock Committee in this thing?
Yes, the Quad Cities Joint Powers Board.
Rec board. That was a separate item. That's what Sam was on.
No, this is a building
Separate, right. Separate.
for the rock, for the building club.
Right.
It's the building committee.
That used to be all on its own, RROC, just by another separate. Altogether separate from this. Plus the rec board was all the softball and hockey.
That's still there.
No, this is completely different.
And there are two different things, but all the Rock is in this too, you're saying.
No, the Rock is standalone, it's by themselves, it's just a building committee for the Rock only, just for that club, for the curling club building, that's all this is.
I'm trying to get the terminology right here.
Mr. Mayor, I think, the thing is your Quad Cities it says Quad Cities, for the Rock, and where the joint rec board is Evelyn, Fail, and Gilbert. So that's where maybe it is. Joint rec board is Evelyn, Gilbert, and Fail. And then the Quad Cities rec board might be just considering the Rock.
It is, it's only considering the Rock.
Yeah, so this is, forget this Quad City thing over here. Just Rock. We're gonna get to that, because Sam, you're on that, right?
Yes, I am.
You wanna stay on there?
I'm fine on there. Just to give a little update, but the last person hasn't showed up for the last year. The other one they appointed, I think 2-3 years ago, I believe last name is Pierce or something like that. He hasn't showed up but one meeting, so.
We got two different things to do. See, you're
Right.
Over here, and you were appointed without being on council.
You can't, you need a councilman for each town.
But he's been on it for
No, he hasn't, no, these are two separate things. And here's,
I know, I'm not talking about the Rock right now, I'm talking about the joint rec board.
oh, he can be on that is not really for Rock.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right, but the Rock needs elected officials on that, and there's one from Mount Iron, Virginia, Ellis, Eagles.
That's what, this motion was for the ROC, council appointment for the ROC.
Yes, my apologies, there's a typo on the agenda. The agenda says Quad City Joint Rec Board. It is in actuality Quad City Joint Powers Board. My apologies to the council for that typo.
Going forward, for that's different, we're looking at the ROC, and there is the ROC.
That's the right.
Okay,
But nothing further.
we got that straight, okay, please go, Councilor Pulis, what do you vote? Aye. Councilor Stanton? Aye. Councilor Eichmann?
Aye.
Rose, aye, motion carries. I'm on the wrong board. All right, now I'm gonna appoint Sam to the Quad City Joint Rec Board.
Move.
Second.
Any more discussion? Moved by Councilor Heitzman, supported by Councilor Pulis. Councilor Heitzman, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Sam, are you okay with that?
You already said yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes,
Councilor-
I am.
Aye. Yes. Councilor Pulis. Aye. Councilor Skinsich.
Aye.
Mayor Whistler, aye, motion carries 4-0, you're on the board again. Okay, we got 2, 3 yet, couple fast ones here. Parcel proposal discussion, we have Steve and Susan Brown are seeking to purchase the following vacant parcel of real estate to construct a stick-built home builder. Parcel ID number 030-0220-0040. This is down by the lower ball field down there. The bonds are closing terms that have been attached to the council review and purchase of it for $7,500. Jim, you want to speak to that?
This guy is $7,500 is the listed price. As you can see here, they're going to agree with all the zoning requirements. They do have one request, and it's a little different than the terminology we use. Requesting a waiver of 1 year start to finish completion requirements. Ours is 1 year to substantial completion. So I believe we can work that out with them, even if it comes to needing a variance through the planning commission. I don't see that as a stumbling block for this house. Because of the short, when they're gonna want to start, the short construction time, that's why they're seeking up to 24 months for final completion.
Everything's in order.
Correct.
Now, everybody wants to go ahead and approve this purchase.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Councilor Heitzman, supported by
All support.
Councilor Skinsich. Any more discussion? Councilor Heitzman, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Skinsich.
Aye.
Councilor Pulis.
Aye.
Mayor Overstart, aye. Motion carries 4-0. Congratulations and welcome to Gilbert and homeowners, Mr. and Mrs. Brown. Miscellaneous, anything on miscellaneous?
No, other than miscellaneous. Mayor, my package, I don't have the list of checks. So it's in yours. Okay.
We have approved bills and payroll, if we do miscellaneous.
I knew it was a check, maybe I just didn't have it in my bag for some reason.
All right, no miscellaneous for anybody? Miscellaneous can make an addition at the top.
Right. Right.
Not at the end. All right, approve the payment of bills and payroll on the proper out of the clerk of the mayor. Moved by Councilor Pulis, supported by Councilor Heitzman. To do just that, any more discussion? Councilor Pulis, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Heitzman.
Aye.
Councilor Skinsich.
Aye.
Mayor Overstart, aye, motion Carries 4-0. Next, we motion to adjourn by somebody.
I'll support.
Moved by Councilor Stennis, supported by Councilor Heisman to adjourn at 9:18. Any more discussion? Councilor Stennis, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Heisman.
Aye.
Councilor Bullock. Aye. Mayor Alves, aye. Motion carries 4-0. We are adjourned at 9:18.
All right, we set the bar high for shorter meetings the rest of the year. We're not going past 2 hours.
Always, the first one is always the.
Check this, check here.
There's not one single